This is the WWE Smackdown June 20th, 2025 full show results video which takes place at Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan. LA Knight comes to the ring, and he rewinds his mind back to Money in the Bank where Seth and his boys just happened to come down and screw him, so he screwed Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed both out of King of the Ring, and it's got him thinking. There's only one way this ends, and that's with him and Seth Rollins here and tonight. Paul Heyman makes his entrance then, and says Seth has allowed him to come here and say to LA that it's time for him to get the hell out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, because if he doesn't, something really bad is going to happen to him before the end of the night. LA says since Heyman's talking so tough, that must mean the only thing they can do here in Grand Rapids is LA Knight versus Paul Heyman, right here, right now. So LA is gonna turn his back right now and take his stuff off and let Heyman have the first shot, and he better make it a good one or he'll mollywop him all the out of Grand Rapids. Paul leaves the ring and reminds him of the part where he said something bad would happen if LA didn't leave, and says that wasn't a prediction, it was a spoiler. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed comes, and they stride to the ring calmly and put boots to Knight, kicking him out of the ring and throwing him over the timekeeper's barricade. LA recovers and grabs a chair and fends the heels off. Paul Heyman is backstage with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, insisting they've got things under control and this all works in their favor. Byron Saxton rolls up and Braun tries to attack him like a dog and Heyman holds him back. Saxton apologizes and says he's just bringing word that Nick Aldis booked a match between Bronson Reed and LA Knight, and Heyman thanks him before telling Reed that patience isn't a virtue, it's a strategy. Then we saw a Queen of the Ring semifinals match between Alexa Bliss versus Asuka, and the result of this match was Asuka defeated Alexa Bliss by pinfall with Empress Impact. Backstage, B-Fab, Mia Yim, and Jade Cargill are shown watching, then Mia and B-Fab go off to talk to Nick Aldis about the tag titles and tell Jade she's got this. Byron Saxton rolls up to interview Cargill and she says Roxanne Perez has potential but she's still trying to prove herself, and this isn't a proving ground, it's a throne room and she's ready for the crown. Back from the commercial, Alexa Bliss runs into Chelsea Green and the Secret Her Vice. They bicker about Queen of the Ring and Charlotte Flair rolls up and says she's gonna get a match against Green and tap her out tonight. Chelsea yells something about calling a bank holiday and storms off, leaving Alexa to tell Charlotte she doesn't need her help and Flair to tell her she wasn't trying to help her. Kid Wilson is in the ring for a match, then Aleister Black makes his entrance and Ron Killings is here and beating poor Kitty down. He chokes him out in the SCF, and gets a mic to demand John Cena get here now cause he's driving. He locks the STF back in and Rhodes agents stream past a confused Aleister Black to pull the truth off of Wilson. Back from the commercial, Ron Killings is backstage with Jamie Noble and Killings says he wants John Cena right now and Noble tells him to be patient. Aleister Black rolls up to ask why Ron is getting involved in his matches and he says it's nothing personal, it's nothing to do with him. Damian Priest appears and tells Black Killings is going through a lot and he'll talk to him. Aleister Black leaves and Damian says he gets being frustrated but you can't just go around beating everybody up. He used to do that and Truth would show up for him and make him smile and defuse that energy, and tonight he wants Ron to handle his business with Cena and then they'll go downtown and celebrating, and Killings agrees that sounds good. American Nightmare Cody Rhodes makes his entrance and gets on the mic, but before he can speak, main event Jey Uso makes his entrance as well. Jay says Cody doesn't have to say anything because they've been in the trenches together and they've both been to the mountaintop, but on Monday there's only room for one of them. It's not personal, it's strictly business, but on Monday after they go to war, please believe it's gonna be 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. Then comes Sami Zayn, and he says this is great and he gets to share the ring with 2 great friends and 2 of the best this business had to offer, and he'd be lying if he said he wasn't aware that of the 3 of them in the ring, only one of them has never won a world title. But he's proud of both Jay and Cody for their successes all the same. Then comes Randy Orton, and he tells Cody that there's no line he won't cross, up to and including going through Cody, to get his 15th world title. He tells Jey Uso that he respects the hell out of him and their families go way back, but if he's standing across the ring from him it's gonna be 3 letters and 1 move. He speaks not just for himself but for Cody and Jay and everyone in the crowd when he says that one day soon Sami Zayn will be world champion, but SummerSlam is not that day, because tonight he's gonna be on the receiving end of an RKO. Then we saw a King of the Ring semifinals between Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn, and the result of this match was Randy Orton defeated Sami Zayn by pinfall with the RKO. Back from the commercial, Nia Jax is in the ring and gets on the mic and she says it's crazy that Tiffany Stratton approached her to be under her wing because she knew exactly what she could do for her, and now she's thriving, but what kind of thanks did she get? Tiffany betrayed her and has her title. Then comes Tiffany Stratton, and says Nia makes excuse after excuse, but when is she gonna admit that Stratton is just better than her? Jax says if she's so much better, why can't she get a rematch without a steel chair to her face? Tiffany says it's her lucky day cause she's made it official, next week it's just the two of them. She's gonna have fun adding scars to that 5-head, because it's a last woman standing match. Stratton attacks but Nia blocks a dropkick and drops the leg on her, holding the title high after. Naomi comes rushing down with the briefcase and referee Ryan Tran, but Nia Jax pulls her out of the ring to stop her. She does it again and Tiffany recovers and blasts Naomi into Jax with a dropkick and the champion stands tall. The next match happened between Charlotte Flair versus Chelsea Green, and the result of this match was Charlotte Flair defeated Chelsea Green by submission with the figure 8. Post-match the Secret Herb Ice jumped Flair, but Alexa Bliss makes the save and hits the Sister Abigail DDT on Green. Bliss offers a handshake but Charlotte cold shoulders her and simply walks on by. Back from the commercial, Solo Sikoa makes his entrance, alone, and he gets on the mic. He says he's waiting for Jacob Fatu with open arms, he feels terrible about what happened, and asks him to come out and clear the air. Jacob Fatu makes his entrance, and says Sikoa says nobody saw Jacob's potential or wanted him here except for him, which is why he brought him here and put food on his family's table, and he did that out of love. He wants him to come back to the family even if he doesn't say the 4 words, he'll say them for him to everybody, and he does, he tells Fatu he loves him. Fatu says he brought him in so he could bring Solo fame and gold, is that what this is about? Fame, gold, tribal chief, power? He demands Sikoa look at him when he's talking to him. He says ever since he won the United States Championship, Solo has been looking at him different, and he figured it out. Maybe the problem isn't him, maybe the problem is the title. Jacob lays the title on the mat between them and says if that's what he thinks it is, then he wants Solo to fight him for it, and if he thinks about do it, he knows what Jacob Fatu is about, all gas and no brakes. He blocks a Samoan spike and bowls Solo over with a headbutt. JC Mateo arrives to save his pal and the Samoan werewolf falls prey to that damn numbers game. Big Jim Uso makes the save, super kicks aplenty but Mateo takes him down with a lariat. Fatu recovers and takes JC and Solo out with super kicks, headbutts in the corner to Sikoa, another super kick for Mateo, ode to Rikishi on Solo. Jacob turns to address Jim Uso, they stare each other down for a beat before Fatu goes to the corner for the moonsault but Sikoa runs away. As the heels lick their wounds, Jacob approaches Uso just enough to grab his title belt. Then we saw a match between Big Bronson Reed versus LA Knight, and the result of this match was LA Knight won the match by disqualification when Braun Breaker hits a spear to Knight. Post-match, Breaker hits a second spear. Bronson off the top, delivered 2 tsunami splash. Reed goes up top a third time, Braun clears the ring of referees and a third splash has hit the megastar. Jacob Fatu cuts a promo where he yells that he spoke to Nick Aldis and he got his match against Solo Sikoa at Night of Champions with the United States Championship on the line. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between John Cena versus Ron Killings, and the result of this match was Ron Killings won the match by disqualification when John blasts him in the face with the title belt. Post-match, CM Punk makes the save and Cena cuts him off in the ring and puts boots to him. CM recovers and punches away, grabbing the title and holding it high, but John kicks him low and reclaims his title belt. Cena lays in wait and clocks Punk with the belt right in the dome, then Cena goes under the ring and gets a Slim Jim branded table out and slides it inside. John sets the table up in the middle of the ring as Punk pulls himself to his feet, and again clobbers CM with the title belt. Fireman's carry, hits AA through the table. Cena goes to the timekeeper's area for a microphone and returns to the ring, laughing. He quotes the pipe bomb, telling Punk as he's laying there and is most uncomfortable he hopes he can listen and digest, because before he leaves in 6 months with the WWE Championship he's gotta get a whole lot of stuff off his chest. John says he's the greatest of all time, and Punk is better than him at one thing, he's the best bullshitter in the world. He waves and breaks the fourth wall and he's jealous that CM Punk has convinced people of this myth and they chant for him and sing for him, but they don't believe a goddamn word he says, because he changes his values as much as Cena changes his t-shirts. He shouts out Claudio Castagnoli, Nick Nemeth, and Matt Cardona and says nobody's gonna cut his mic and save Punk. He's no longer the voice of the voiceless, he's a millionaire despite himself. He's not a punk, he's a capitalist, and he's not anti-TKO, he's Mr. TKO. He says Punk's tweets are strong and his actions are weak, and in Saudi Arabia he's gonna face some loud music when Cena proves that he's always been the greatest of all time. And after Night of Champions he's still delusional enough to think he's the best in the world. Well, it's a small world after all. He says he's not doing any more damage. Punk has to rest up for their match. Best in the world against the greatest of all time for the most coveted prize in sports entertainment, the WWE Undisputed Championship. He thanks Punk for letting him rip off his promo to expose him and drops the mic. John Cena stands tall in the turnbuckles while Pereira tends to Punk and blows a kiss towards CM Punk, and the show goes off the air. How much you would rate this week's SmackDown show? Tell me in the comments, and thanks for watching.